Hi everybody, it's Kira. I know I haven't been on in a while, either on my blog or on the video on YouTube, but I wanted to give an update to everybody. There's been a lot going on. So I have some exciting news. So you know that I came to, or maybe, maybe you don't know, but I came to Japan on a tourist visa and traveled around with my friend Jen, and we're going to, hopefully, at some point, the forces combined, we will do some videos and blog about our travels together. We did 5 weeks around Japan, and then she had to go back to Australia and I stayed because I was looking for work then. I was hoping to be able to stay in Japan, but I was keeping my options open. Maybe I was gonna go to China or Korea or I don't know. Anyway, luckily I did find a job, yay! And I'm going to be an English teacher for kindergarten. And as I learned, I need to clarify what that means because, well, in the US, we would think kindergarten, oh, okay, you're like 5-year-olds. Well, kindergarten for them is basically what you go to before you go to public school. So we're talking like 2 to 6-year-olds. So there's a bit of a range. I'm not actually sure what age I'm going to be teaching, but I just started training for my kindergarten, and I'll be doing a month of that because in Japan the school year starts in April. So I've got a month of training, and then starting April I will be having my own class. The little ones. So yeah, so I have a year contract, and that what goes with that then is that I got a work visa, residence card for Japan. 5 years. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be staying in Japan for 5 years, but I have the ability if I want to. So yeah, so I'm going to be in Japan for the next year. And at least until the end of next March, and then we'll kind of see what happens. You know, I do have the option to renew with my school, so if they like me and I like them, there's a very good chance I could be here for a while. So I'm really excited, really excited. Yeah, and so I'm staying in Kanagawa Prefecture, which is basically the prefecture. Hopefully I got this right. I'll back it up when I go double check because it gets a little confusing, but it's like where Yokohama is. So you've got Tokyo up top, and then Yokohama is actually the second largest city in Japan, and it's about an hour south of Tokyo by train, and I'm in between the two, and so I'm like 20 minutes by train to Yokohama, or like 40 minutes up to like Shibuya, Shinjuku area, which is two of the big kind of touristy or like partying areas of Tokyo. If you travel to Japan or if you've gone to Tokyo, you probably know Shibuya and Shinjuku. But anyway, so I just moved into my new place here about a week ago. Although I never do things easily, so I'm not actually in my space yet. But I am in a spare room because my room is going to be used, or my space is going to be used for a photo shoot. So I have to wait until the photo shoot happens before I can then move in. So right now they're letting me stay in a spare room, and then I get to officially move into my own place. It's a pretty exciting space. I'm really excited. You know, I like to do things differently. So it's, well, you're gonna have to wait. Well, ask her, I'll tell you. So I'm gonna be living in like a 1960s style chrome trailer. Like, picture like a camper with like the hitch that you can put on a car. But it's at like an apartment complex. But then outside there's like a trailer. And I'm gonna live in it! Yay! Yeah, so I'm really excited because it's gonna have like, I'm self-contained, so I've got a bed and I've got like a little kitchenette area and a little table and like, you know, space for people to sit. And then I've got, you know, my own shower and my own bathroom. And then I have the like apartment complex type thing to like have communal area. It's more like a share house. So there's a lot of people living there, but because I'm self-contained, I can stay in my own space, but if I want to socialize, I can go in to the communal areas. So it's pretty cool. Plus, they have laser tag guns, so I foresee some socializing happening. Anyway, so I'm really excited for that, and to like have my own place for an entire year. It's gonna be an interesting experience, having kind of bounced around a bit more. But this is really what I was looking for with my traveling. Is going to places and finding a job and staying there for a couple of months or a year or maybe even 2 years, and just really getting to experience the culture and where I'm at, because I don't really consider myself a backpacker per se. I think because this is a long-term thing, and I don't like to like go to many different places in short periods of time, because in part it's just exhausting. I mean, it is. There's times where like, they're like, okay, what have you talk to other travelers and like, oh, what have you seen? And you're like, not a whole lot. I just kind of, I've gone for some walks or just kind of chilling, because, there's only so many, museums and tourist places and, shrines or, parks and things that you want to go to in one go. Sometimes you want to have a purpose, have a reason. And I think that's one of the things for me with like working, is it gives me a purpose and it gives me a drive, while at the same time I'm still able to experience new things. But as my friend Jen pointed out, she's like, once you get settled into a new space and you go back to having kind of that 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, how is it going to be any different than when you're in the States? Because that was something I was really looking for, something different. How am I going to make this opportunity be different from what I had in the other states? Just, it's a different location, but it's still going to be the same kind of, daily grind type thing. And I think it's how I approach it. And that's things like this blog. I'm really excited. I think I found a halau to go dancing, which if you know Hawaiian hula, a halau is a Hawaiian hula school. I stumbled across these women. I think I'll do another thing once I actually start, going to the classes there, kind of talking about what's going on with that. But it's an opportunity. This is what my traveling, I wanted it to be about, those opportunities to say yes, the ability to say yes when these opportunities present themselves. And so I'm just, I'm exploring all these different things, and I want to make sure that I've taken everything that I've learned in my travels so far and applying it to kind of this ultimate, I'm trying to think how to say it. Like it's almost like a test, I think, of how I've taken everything that I've learned and putting it into a whole new setting, but similar things. Because when you travel, you learn, your baggage, all those things that you want to do differently in life, they don't go away. It maybe just shifts a little bit in how it presents itself, but it's still there. So this is going to be, I think, my first challenge to really see how have I grown, how I'm going to handle a similar situation of being back in the States, but in a new surrounding. Am I going to revert to old habits, or am I going to start afresh, do those things that I've really wanted to do, and taking it to that next level? So anyway, so I'm excited, a little nervous. I'm going to be learning Japanese. I don't know a lot, and by I don't know a lot, I mean like I know like this much. I can write my first name in katakana, which is pretty exciting. And like my one phrase that I know how to use, but I really haven't had like a need to use it, is I learned how to say "Watashi wa niniku ga suki desu," which basically means I like garlic. One of the girls taught me how to say I love garlic. No, I don't remember how to say it. I don't know. Anyway, but maybe I'll be speaking a little bit more Japanese with my apartment and with work. Yeah. Okay, but the one thing I really kind of wanted to focus on with this video is with my blog, with the traveling, with Monkey with a Backpack, is I really want to take it to a new direction. Originally I started my blog because I wanted to share my travels and my adventures and things with my family and friends back in the States. basically as a way to kind of be like, I'm still alive, I'm not in jail, I'm not dead, yay! But I've really, I found it really difficult to do this, and it's been really difficult to motivate myself. And I think because I wanna share my stories, but I prefer to do it in person. It feels so impersonal to share it. Like if I'm writing, I feel like I'm then, instead of writing for my own pleasure to tell a story or something or remember something, I'm like, oh, how are people going to view this? Does it sound right? And it takes forever and I just get exhausted. And so one of my best ways I love to share stories is through talking. So I'm looking in the future here to do kind of a mixed media, I guess you could say, of doing my writing and having my blog and using photos on occasion, but also taking the other element of a video blog, or as it's apparently called, a vlog. So I kind of want a combination of those, and so that way people, if they're looking at the video, they can look at my blog, people on my blog can look at the video, and kind of have a little mix there of information and just a little more well-rounded, holistic, I think. And then just in terms of what I'm sharing, I want to share stories, but I also, with traveling and stuff, I also want to share some of the things that I've learned, because with my travels, it's really become clear to me how much I enjoy teaching. And it's not teaching of like, okay, these are the things you should do, but rather through my personal experiences, sharing that with people who maybe are looking to do similar things, be it traveling for short times, going to one of the countries I've been to, or doing the same thing I do, quit your job, sell basically everything and just go. Just giving tips that I found useful. With the understanding, of course, that just because it's worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else, but sometimes it's just good to have some of that advice out there, to hear other people's experiences, and if anything, maybe just motivate, but also just information. Talking about things that maybe people always wonder about or wish that they'd known, but nobody's really talked about. And so I also kind of want to turn it into an interactive thing of maybe getting information, getting questions from people, getting, hey, how was this experience? Or have you experienced this? Or, can you talk, you mentioned something, can you share a bit more about that? So I really would like to have something like that. Maybe this will motivate me to do blogs more often, maybe more like once a week, maybe. I think that would be a good goal for me, to try and do that. But ultimately though, in this vlog though, I really do want to share more of my experiences, not just in stories of traveling, but also helpful tips that maybe will help other travelers as well. So that's kind of my goal. So sharing things like doing a Vipassana meditation retreat, what's that like for not talking for 10 days? Or, how to use Asian toilets, and what's the difference between like a Japanese toilet versus a Thai toilet, and bum guns. And, in Australia, getting your work visa, what are your rights as a worker, Australian slang, doing workaway or volunteer opportunities, and that's really helpful when you're looking to go to new countries. Money exchange, how do you get money to your new, back to your country if you make it in another country. Just different stuff, different questions. What do I pack in my backpack? Type thing. What have I found useful? Medical questions maybe you have from each country and how they handle those. Just anything. So it's kind of, that's what I'm looking for this. So welcome to my new attempt, just my new direction for my blog. And I look forward to it, and I look forward to talking to everybody and letting you know how things go. I'm really excited to be in Japan here. And just, I've been learning so much. I've gotten to experience so many amazing things and eating delicious food. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well, and hopefully I'll be getting this up soon. And and going from there. So I love you all. Love, 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 love. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.